Welcome to the Urban Advantage Podcast, the official voice of the University of North Texas at Dallas. Here are your hosts, Benjamin Bullock and Greg Campbell. Take it away, guys.
Hello, world, and welcome to Season 1, Episode 3 of the Urban Advantage Podcast, presented by the University of North Texas at Dallas. I'm Benjamin Bullock, the Senior Marketing and Communications Coordinator for UNT Dallas, and joining me as co-host is the owner and CEO of Rainmaker Incorporated, Greg the Man Campbell. What's up, Greg?
I'm here, man. I'm just making it rain today.
Oh, we're making it rain?
I'm making it rain.
Oh, man, I need to get like you if you can make it rain.
Hey, man, just make it rain and all the money just sort of flows around. And we're swimming through money.
You swimming?
We're swimming through money.
That's good stuff, man. How you been, though? Everything good on your end?
I'm good, man. It's been a very, very busy week. This is a busy time. We're getting into the fourth quarter. And, you know, for those of us who are in business, fourth quarter is the time period where we make that final push for the year. We either got to make it or not make it. So it is the time.
Understandable. Well, it's definitely a busy time around here in UNT Dallas. Definitely a busy week. We had the mayor here on campus on Friday. Also on Friday, President Mung had his State of the University address, which he really kind of sparked on and really harped on, for this being the third consecutive semester for UNT Dallas that we've seen enrollment growth. We're now at 3,750 students, which is over the course of a 3-year span is a 51% growth.
Fabulous growth here at the university, and very, very proud to be associated with a university that's here in the middle of the community, making a difference and attracting students and following this pathway to success.
Absolutely, and like we've been saying for the past 2 episodes, this university is definitely on the uprise. We're doing so many different things in the community. We've had Toyota invest in this university. We've partnership with DART in terms of trying to get a mobile food truck. So we're just doing a lot of different things.
And let's not forget about the Dallas County Promise. What a fantastic commitment by the university and the partners to make a pathway available for students who otherwise might not have gone to college, making a promise to them that if they do what they have to do, fulfill what they have to do in high school, go take the program at the community college district, they can get the rest of their bachelor's degree completed here at UNT Dallas. That's a great promise and a great commitment by UNT Dallas.
Yes, and there's nothing wrong with going to a community college. For example, my parents both have doctorate degrees. One, my dad, he has his in theology. My mom has hers in business administration. They both started off at community colleges. My dad was a basketball star in high school, went to a JUCO, ended up graduating from the University of Alaska, Anchorage. My mom went to San Francisco State. So there's nothing wrong with that. If you need to go through the JUCO route, that's no problem. Go ahead and get that done, and we can provide that for you right here at UNT Dallas.
So I just have this question, Ben. Both of your parents have doctorates.
Yes, sir.
What happened to you?
I got my master's.
I'm just saying.
And I'm only 30.
I'm not counting age. Both of your parents have doctorates.
Yes.
And
shout out to Chris and Debbie.
Yeah, you're just coming along. I understand. The other thing we have to recognize is that the University of North Texas, Dallas is on a path. It's following a vision that we are going to be the pathway to socioeconomic mobility for students here in this community. And you think about the pillars that have been put in place around this strategy, being rooted in the community. It's not by mistake that we are located right here in Southern Dallas, right in the heart of Southern Dallas.
Right in the heart.
That we have experienced significant growth. You counted the growth. We've been up, I think it's over 41% in the last couple of years.
Yes, sir.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
And that we're committed to a relentless focus on the success of our students. That's what this university is all about, and I am just ecstatic to be sitting here with you on campus today, talking to some wonderful people and being a part of this great success.
And yes, well, for our first-time listeners, the purpose of this podcast, which is the Urban Advantage Podcast, is to identify and keep you updated on what's happening in Southern Dallas and at UNT Dallas. Ranging from education to economic development to community relations and to entertainment, we'll have it all covered for you right here.
Be sure to follow the podcast on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Urban ADV Podcast, and by using the hashtag Urban ADV Podcast.
And Greg, what is your personal social media handle?
My handle is real simple. I am Greg Campbell.
And mine is, what's mine, Greg?
Oh, I'm not even going to go. It's just God. Something jive. Ben jive something. Jive, Ben, whatever that is. What is it, Ben?
It's at Ben Bull Jive. I get a kick out of Greg every time I ask him about what my social media handle is.
You
Man.
know, back in the day when we heard somebody talk about jive, they were talking smack. So, you can just put those pieces together.
Yeah.
Ben talking smack.
Yeah, that's me.
Ben jive.
That's what I do.
You got it.
That's what I do. You can also be sure to subscribe to our podcast on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. And before we head to our break, Greg, I just want to touch on Chris Gardner, the Pursuit of Happiness author, entrepreneur, just overall great guy. Was on campus on Thursday, and provided just his entire bio and had a really good conversation with a lot of good students and whoever came to campus to check him out.
Again, another example of this university doing the right thing, bring people to the university to communicate and chop it up with students and really get a good feel for their lives and the direction they should be taking.
Yes, and luckily for me, I was able to interview him, ask him a couple questions for our latest UNTD news piece, which is all over our social media accounts on the UNTD pages. So be sure to go ahead and check that out.
You got it.
Coming up, UNT Dallas SGA President Unique Stewart will join us as our special guest. She will provide insight on what she has in store for the student body and what her goals are after graduation. Stay tuned, y'all.
Perched on a hilltop overlooking the downtown Dallas skyline, the University of North Texas at Dallas is the only public four-year university in the city of Dallas. Serving the #1 job market in America, UNT Dallas is ranked #1 in Texas and #6 nationally as the most affordable university. We as Trailblazers believe that every student should have the opportunity to earn a college degree regardless of their economic background, and we deliver. For more information, visit untdallas.edu. Blaze your trail. Welcome back to the Urban Advantage Podcast, the official voice of the University of North Texas at Dallas. Here are your hosts, Benjamin Bullock and Greg Campbell. Take it away, guys.
Welcome back, everyone. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter at Urban ADV Podcast, and subscribe to us on iTunes, SoundCloud, and YouTube. Today, we're excited to have UNT Dallas Student Government Association President, Unique Stewart, as our guest. Welcome to the show, Unique.
I feel so welcome, so honored. I feel so special. I finally made it on the Urban Advantage podcast, so I officially made it. It's done in the record that I made it now.
I mean, your name's Unique, so you should feel special, right?
Right? My mom, she did a good job. I was like, yeah, you gotta put me out there. And now people are always gonna be like, what's unique about you?
So Unique, now you're a byproduct of Dallas and a graduate of Bryan Adams High School. Talk to us about your upbringing and how it has helped you become the person you are today.
Well, I came from, a low-income minority family, so my mom definitely pushed me a lot to get my education. I'm the first person in my immediate family to graduate from high school and to go to college, so it was a really big deal for my family. Like, wow, like you're not only doing this for us, you're doing it for all of us, and so it's great to get my education. My mom definitely pushed me to go out there and saying, whatever school you're going to go to, just make sure that you're going about, getting your education, take care of your business, and growing. So now I'm here, and now I'm like, wow, I'm in college, I'm doing it, getting involved, so it really means a lot to me to be here.
Why did you choose UNT Dallas?
I love getting asked that question, like, honestly. I literally chose UNT Dallas because I lived in Dallas. I moved around for a little bit during my high school time, but I came back to Dallas in general. Coming to Dallas and going to school for college, it meant a lot to me because a lot of people talk about, giving back to the community and doing a lot, and I was like, well, why am I going to go to college to somewhere else that's not Dallas? So it was meant for me to stay here. So when I found out about UNT Dallas, I was like, this is perfect. This school is affordable. The family environment that they have here, and the fact that it was a small institution really pulled me in because I was like, I'm something small. My dreams right now, they're going to blow up and they're going to be so big. And UNT Dallas is a perfect reflection of who I am. Something small, but growing to be really big and going to leave a legacy. And people are going to remember UNT Dallas. People are going to remember Unique Stewart. So I was like, it's meant to be. I'm going to be here.
Well, you are very memorable. I've just met you and I'm just taken with you. You said, a lot of universities, a lot of colleges talk about the fact that they have a family spirit. They have a family environment. What makes UNT Dallas different? What helps it fulfill on that promise?
I always tell everyone, if you come to campus, I guarantee you, you're going to get an overwhelming amount of smiles. You're going to feel like you're in a scary movie. You're like, why is everyone smiling? Something bad's about to happen. I'm like, no, that's just literally how everyone is. You could quickly and easily have the deepest and meaningful conversation with anyone you meet here. And it's so amazing because you're like, wow, like, I don't even know them that well. And I feel like I can come to them. I feel like they're family to me. And like that family oriented thing, I just love it. And everyone feels for it immediately. Like, it's undeniable.
You need to talk about family, just kind of backtrack a little bit now. We were talking a little off air about how you being the first person in your immediate family to graduate from high school. You know, for me, that kind of takes me a step back a little bit. I know for you, what does that mean to you?
For me, it was definitely a bit of pressure. My mom always was like, you're the golden child. I was like, oh my gosh, I have the label now. Honestly, I was like, you're making me live up to my name. Like, I feel it. So it meant a lot to me. I mean, my brother, my sister, you know, definitely they're one day, they're going to get back out there and go to school and go get their high school degree. But they always come to me and tell me, like, we're so proud of you. Like, you inspire us to make sure that we go back and we give back to my nephews and their children. So it's definitely honorable for sure.
Unique, I understand that you're of Hispanic heritage, and this being Hispanic Heritage Month, how has the University of North Texas, Dallas embraced Hispanic culture?
Student affairs, especially Marcus, they do multicultural programs that they have here. They do so good at recruiting speakers to come about Hispanic heritage, where we come from, about the difference between Hispanic origins. That, a common misconception is that, if you're brown, that you're Mexican, and they bring speakers who help break down that idea and give people that insight of what it is. Even students, like, we do a lot of events like Latin Night, Greek or non-Greek. They do things like Day of the Dead, where people come and they, learn about Hispanic heritage, whether it's the food, the culture, our beliefs, what we were raised on. And it's really great because I love to give that insight to people, because they're like, oh, I thought this or I thought that. And like, no, now you know from us, from the students who are Hispanic on campus. And even then, it's just like bringing that cultural awareness that really makes me happy, because it makes me knowledgeable about other people's culture as well.
Now, Unique, you're SGA president. What is that like, and what did it feel like when you were announced as the president?
It's so great. At first it was so overwhelming for me. I was like, I'm SGA president. Like, I had to go back to my dorm and look myself in the mirror and be like, you are now student body president. Like, you're the face, the true face. So it was really great for them to announce it. I really knew it was going to happen one day. Like, during my interviews as a senator, I was first freshman senator, and I called it into existence. My mom always taught me to do that. She says, if you really want to go for something, claim it. Call it into existence, and it's going to happen. So I had
Say that again?
Call it into existence, and it will happen. Oh, yeah. So I had my interview with Eric, Bede, and a couple of other officers at the time. And when in my interview, I was like, I'm going to be SGA president. And they're like, wow, that's a strong statement to say right now. I was like, no, I have to say it right now, because when it happens, I'll be like, I called it into existence. Like, I'm taking control of my future and saying this is going to happen. Right. So whenever it did and everything, I just was so thankful of the people who supported me and helped me. Jennifer Scanner, Eric Solis, Bede Zuniga, they all helped, coach me and guide me on how to do this. So I definitely had a lot of prep that helped me get invested into where I am now today in SGA.
Now, you were involved in SGA before you were president.
Yes.
So what about SGA, drove you to like, I want to be a part of this. I want to make my voice be heard, be a leader on campus.
So I met Stephanie at my orientation when I first came to UNTD Dallas.
Okay, I got you.
So she was the former SGA president, and she was one of the jocks that we had at orientation. Mm-hmm. So when I first met her, she was so knowledgeable about the campus. She was so welcoming and inviting, and I was like, wow, this girl knows everything, and I want to be that person. I want to be that resource. And so I talked to her more about where she was from, what she does on campus. She was like, oh, I'm student body president. And I just straight up was just like, I'm going to be like you, but better.
I love that mentality. Love it.
I was like, don't take that the wrong way. I said, I know I want to follow your footsteps, but I also want to go about it in my own way. And I feel like you can help me guide me there if I join SGA.
Well, wonderful. Every president has to have a set of policies. So where do you hope to take SGA under your presidency?
Literally my whole team, every time when we talk about what we want to do with SGA this year, we want people to know what SGA is. We don't want students to come to us saying, what is SGA? I want them to already be like, voice of the student body. They take care of our concerns. They help answer our questions. They find the solutions that we don't even know that we need at the moment or even thinking about. So we definitely want to work on our relationships with the organizations and students and creating more events with them, especially with the veterans, even staff council. We want to do more events with them so that way they feel like their outreach to students is becoming stronger, and that way everyone is being heard. So that way we're all united. Like, we don't want anyone to feel like their organization's not being heard or anything. So it's definitely part of our mission for this year.
Unique, one of the things we hear buzzing around campus is a discussion around student athletes. And we're wondering, what's your position and what's SGA's position and what process is the university going to undertake to discuss this issue?
Yeah, Aaron Bartula, he's definitely, and Jack Allday are contacting us and letting us know that they really want to start athletics. Like, we just submitted a group of senators or SGA members who want to be a part of their committee for it. So the discussion is very much up there. It's definitely needed. It's a huge, huge attraction to people, because when I hear athletics, I get so hyped because I did cross country and track in high school. So I'm like, all right, when's the track team gonna come? I'm ready to be looking at relays. Like, I'm ready for that type of spirit to be on campus, because it's a whole nother entity that's gonna bring an attraction. And I know it's gonna happen. We're in the process of, seeing if students want to vote and to do that. So it definitely has to go through a referendum process. And if
a referendum, I've never heard of a university having a student referendum on something as broad as athletics. That's usually done by the board or the president.
We're blazing our trail. That's what we're doing.
yes, through the students.
Through the students. That's fairly unique.
I saw what you did there, Greg.
I've never heard that before. That was my first time ever someone doing that to me.
Now, Unique, from an educational standpoint, tell our listeners and our fans, what your plan, or what you're majoring in now, because it's very interesting, and what you want to do once you graduate from here.
All right, so this is a mouthful. I have to breathe really good every time before I say this. So my major is psychology. I have a double minor in criminal justice and sociology with my certification in substance abuse and addiction. Breathe. It's very
Is
long.
that a piece of paper big enough to put all of that on?
I'm trying to write all that down right now.
Every time I tell people my major, they just look at me, start nodding. They're like, wow, that's a lot to say. I'm like, I know. I have to breathe really good before I say it. But my major, originally it was psychology, and the more I got in depth into education, I was like, okay, I want to do more. I like all these other stuff. But definitely after college, I want to pursue getting my master's in higher education, so that way one day I can come back to UNT Dallas and work in student affairs.
She already got her mindset to come back to UNTD. That's what I like to hear, right?
And she's got her mind on her money, because she's coming back here to work.
I gotta come back to the place that helped me grow and be who I am today.
Nice. Now, Unique, what do you like to do for fun? 'Cause obviously, you're involved in so much, SGA, and you even work downstairs, which I say what's up to you and our previous guest, TJ, all the time. Mm-hmm. So if you're not in class, if you're not working, if you're not putting together a plan for SGA, what do you like to do for fun?
So if I'm not doing stuff for SGA, I have a secret. I am really good at baking, homemade.
Oh, for real?
Wait. Do we see anything out here in the studio?
Man.
Do we see anything out here in the studio?
I didn't bring cookies.
You didn't bring no cookies? Nothing.
I'm still in the works, still trying to learn. I go buy homemade, by scratch, so I can make really good cookies, and I make really good banana bread. I actually haven't brought none this semester yet, and all the staff members like, Unique, last year you used to walk around and give cookies out to everyone. What happened? We need that girl back. I'm like, I'm working on it. I just need to find time.
That's great. That's great.
Hey, I understand that besides being SGA president and a student, you're a TV star. I understand that CBS 11 yesterday came by to visit you and to interview you, and I understand it was Miss Owens, Robbie Owens?
Yes, the one and only. She was amazing. She came and we kind of just talked about UNT Dallas, about how we're an affordable institution and we're literally trying to boost that about us and create that awareness to incoming students who are still trying to determine what school they want to go to, especially if you don't want a high amount of debt. Like, we're known for doing low debt, so we're telling students, come to UNT Dallas, consider us as one of the main schools you want to go to, because we're affordable. We're close, we're in the community, it's easy to commute to us, and if you want to live on campus, you can do that too.
Last question for me, if someone is considering UNT Dallas and they're on the fence, a prospective student, what would you tell them why UNT Dallas should be your number one choice?
Visit the campus. Come here and see it yourself. We like admissions, we do campus tours, and you can get a fee waiver for your application. That's what you're considering to do. Especially know the deadlines, know when everything's due. Talk to financial aid about scholarship, because don't let there to be an excuse later on what you did, saying I missed the deadline or I won't have any grants or scholarships. Like, do everything in advance so you have no excuse but be deciding what major you want to go into, if you want to live on campus or not, and how you want to get involved.
The residency hall in UNT Dallas is somewhat new. So tell us what it's like to live on campus.
Living at Wisdom Hall, I mean, it's super great. It's way better than what I expect to be. So I'm like, okay, I'm gonna, live here, out of class, take a nap. No, living on campus has literally made a lot of people that I know come out their shell. Like, it's just a big social place. I literally have a rule to myself: when I'm working on homework, do not leave my room. If I go downstairs and go to the kitchen or anywhere, I'm going to conversate with someone for so long, have the deepest conversation I never thought I was going to have. And I'm like, I'm bonding. Every time I go to the kitchen, how is this happening? I'm just supposed to be doing something else. But it's great. I love the atmosphere. The residents are amazing. There's so many different personalities, and they're all amazing.
Are we ready for another resident hall?
Oh, yes. I mean, today. If we can make it today, I'll just support that.
You hear that, university? You hear that, board?
Make it happen. That's on behalf of President Unique. Ain't that right, Unique?
I approve.
Well, Unique, thanks for joining us, and we'll be happy to have you on again. And just for our listeners, how can they follow UNT Dallas SGA on social media?
SGA_UNT Dallas. You can add us on there, know any upcoming events or anything that pops up in the university. Definitely add us on.
And if they want to connect with you?
Oh, connect with me. My personal account is free unique and then NES. Free uniqueness, because you are free to be different.
You are free to be different. I love that.
Wonderful time to meet you and get to know Unique Stewart.
The pleasure is all mine.
Well, coming up on our last segment, we'll talk about the upcoming elections and why it is important to make sure your voice is heard. You're listening to the Urban Advantage Podcast, the official voice of Southern Dallas and the University of North Texas at Dallas. Stay tuned, y'all.
Attention UNT Dallas students, does your resume need tweaking? Or are you in search of an internship? Better yet, are you looking to start a business? Well, our Career Services Department is where you need to be. Under the direction of Arthur Lumsey Jr. and Whitney Crawford, this department provides career tips and guidance to get your professional journey on the right path. For more information, stop by room 246 in Founders Hall or send an email to careerservices@untdallas.edu. And remember, everyone, blaze your trail. Welcome back to the Urban Advantage Podcast, the official voice of the University of North Texas at Dallas. Here are your hosts, Benjamin Bullock and Greg Campbell. Take it away, guys.
Welcome back, everyone, for our last segment. Remember, you can follow us on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter at Urban ADV Podcast and join the conversation. Greg, November 6th is quickly approaching. For those who don't know, that is National Election Day here in the U.S. Would you consider this election probably more important than any others in the past, Greg?
Well, this is a very, very significant election. This is an opportunity for everyone to make their voice heard. I like to say, you can't protest if you're not going to participate in the process. So everyone get out and vote on November 6th. This is a key election. There are so many things that are going to be decided for us as a country and also as a state. We have a U.S. Senate election. We have our House of Representatives, our congresspersons running. We have governor. We have a whole host of other officials, lieutenant governor, attorney general in the state, controller, land commissioner, agricultural commissioner, railroad commissioner, and there's a whole host of judges that are going to be elected. And we have seen over the last couple of weeks and months, this is the importance of judges in our political process and understanding how they are brought to sit in the courts that they are responsible for. It's through elections. So if you are not participating in the process, please don't protest.
And you know what, Greg? A great thing that UNT Dallas did, make sure everybody get out there and vote, was that we held a 3-day voter registration event last week from September 24th through the 26th in conjunction with JOLT, which is a building movement of Latinos across Texas to ensure that our community is treated with the respect that they deserve.
That's great, Ben, because we're coming up on October 9th, and that's the last day that students and members of the UNT Dallas community can register to vote.
And yes, and from a national standpoint, over 800,000 people registered to vote during National Voter Registration Day. So obviously people are getting the message that, hey, I can really make my voice heard this time around, and I can make a difference.
I want to give our listeners and fans some information about where they can learn, where they vote, how they register, and what the issues are. There are some great websites that they can turn to. One is called the League of Women Voters, and it's my.lwv.org. And the others run by the Dallas Morning News, and it's called voterguide.dallasnews.com. Both of those sites can be used for our community to educate themselves about the issues, see the responses to questions posed by the Dallas News and other organizations to the candidates, and get a sense of who we're voting for. This is not easy. This is a very, very long ballot this year. Mm-hmm. And I urge you to get ahead of the curve, print the ballot out, look at these sites, read what the candidates are standing for, and then make your decision, because you can't do it really when you get into the ballot box. I mean, it's just so long.
Yeah.
And those of you who want to vote by mail, you still can. Mm-hmm. I think we have a date that's coming up in late October. I think it's October 26th or 28th. I can't remember the exact date. But it's on the site where you can vote by mail. I urge you to vote. If you're not voting, you're not part of the process, and if you're not part of the process, you can't protest.
Hey, Greg, I love that, man. Well, for me, I mean, this would be my first time voting as a Texas resident, so I'm excited about that.
Have you registered?
Absolutely.
You're registered?
Absolutely.
I want to make sure everybody, I'm going to walk around this whole place today just asking people, are you registered to vote?
Yeah.
I think SGA should make sure that everyone is registered to vote.
Yeah, we're going to have to get Unique back in here and see and bring some cookies out. Hopefully that'll get them people ready to vote and get them registered to vote and everything like that.
That's good.
Yes, sir.
That's really, really good.
So, Greg, what you got going on coming up? Anything good on the business front or anything like that?
I'm excited to be doing some great work with a microfinance organization called Axion, and we're helping to bring small business loans to people who otherwise wouldn't have opportunities to get those loans. Mm-hmm. So there are loans available from $1,000 up to $250,000 through this organization. They just need to apply. You need to contact Axion, and we're working to help making the entrepreneurship a pathway out of poverty.
Yes.
Very much aligned to UNT Dallas, a pathway. We're trying to create pathways.
Pathway out of poverty. That'd be a good way to do it. Well, for me, pretty busy man on my end. I'm really enjoying teaching my class here at UNT Dallas. Shout out to all my 12 students out there. We've done some really good stuff, man, in terms of focusing on the basics of writing, in terms of sports coverage and everything like that. We've also had 3 really great guests stop by the class so far. The first one was Herman Hudson. He's the director of athletic public relations for SMU. He came in and gave his entire career spiel on how he's been successful. The second guest, of which was probably the best guest out of all of them, according to my students, was Derek Eagleton of the Dallas Cowboys. So he's also my frat brother as well. He's the director of media and programming for America's team, and he came in and just wrecked the house, and the students had a great time listening to him. And then just previously we had the social media manager for FC Dallas, which is the professional soccer team here in Dallas, Claudia Castillo. She's a female. She's of Hispanic heritage. She came in and did an excellent job in our previous class. So shout out to my class. I'm enjoying it, even though it's making my days even longer, especially Thursdays.
How about them Cowboys?
Hey, 2-2.
How about wait a second? Even better yet, the Mavericks are about to, break it.
Luka Doncic.
Yep. We're about to break it off.
Yeah.
I don't know how the team's going to do, overall, but, it's going to be exciting.
I like the team.
And Luka in the backcourt. We're about to see some exciting basketball here.
Yeah, and I was actually lucky enough to go to their media day a couple of weeks ago because we had to record J.J. Barrera and Wesley Matthews to help promote our athletics department and also the Dallas County Promise. So I got to check out the team. I saw DeAndre Jordan and a couple other guys that I kind of forgot who were on the team. So they probably will make some noise here in the Western Conference.
Well, we're going to do that. And hopefully you're going to take the time to watch them and cheer them on, because I know, maybe the Mavericks aren't exactly your team, or the Cowboys may not be your team, but,
Hey.
we just, you're here in Dallas now.
Hey, I'm gonna go check out a Mavs game.
Okay.
Me and you, we're gonna do it, okay?
We're going to do it.
That sounds good. Well,
Next time I call you, you got to say,
Oh yeah, I got you for real. I got you. I'm gonna go. Well, that'll do it for this week's show, y'all. For Benjamin Bullock and Greg Campbell, thank you for listening to the Urban Advantage Podcast, the official voice of Southern Dallas and the University of North Texas at Dallas. And remember, everyone, blaze your trail.
and take care.
Thank you for listening to the Urban Advantage Podcast, the official voice of the University of North Texas at Dallas. To learn more about the university, head to untdallas.edu. And remember, blaze your trail.